morning, AM Path Chat, covering the Forex markets. This is Bob Ichino along with Mike Arnold from Path Trading Partners. German factory orders last night dramatically lower than expected. Expected out at up 4.3%. The previous was up a full 8%. This one came out almost down a full percent. It was down 0.8%. So dramatic difference from what was forecast. Eurozone gross domestic product, 1.7. Forecast was 1.7. Previous was 1.7. Not really a big shock considering that was the final for the fourth quarter year-over-year GDP for the Eurozone. We'll now be looking for the first quarter estimate, which will come out in a little over 3 weeks from now. So again, it just came out in its final form as it did in the prior estimate. So it was not expected to be much different. We've got Canadian Purchasing Managers Index coming out 9 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Eastern. U.S. consumer credit coming out at 2 o'clock, not a big number at all. Biggest number we've got now is the fourth quarter final of Japan's gross domestic product, which will come out at 5:50 Central Time, 6:50 Eastern Time. Let me turn it over to Mike to let you know what he is seeing on the charts.
Okay, thank you very much, Bob. So we have the Euro US dollar. Yesterday we rallied up a bit, got above the key GAN level, tested the areas of trend line, then sold off to another key GAN level at the 105.77. Today, the shorter term red lines are, people have been requesting some shorter term targets. So that's what these are. They're shorter term GAN levels for people who are scalping or trading actively intraday. We're sitting right at one now. 105.67 is one. If we turn around and rally, watch for a key resistance around the 105.77 to 105.84. This is going to be a key resistance zone. And then if we get above that, the target is, it happens to coincide with today's high, but that is another short-term GAN level. 106.03 is another target. If we sell off, watch for the 105.49 level, which is right here. And then below that, we have the 105.37, and we have a rising trend line coming in. So that's going to be some key support right down here. The pound. We're on our way to the full target in the double. Remember, we took some off last week. It hit the 75. It rallied up, turned around yesterday lower. Now it's broken back down below the prior target for the double, which is also lined up pretty close with the GAN level. Next, the full target lower for the pound is 121.51. The next possible support GAN level is 121.67. So this is going to be key support. If we do turn around and rally back up, again, the resistance is going to be right around the 122.14, followed by this declining trend line and the 122.54 cluster. Yen came back down into the now spreading out rising rotation zone, which is going to be really key if we get back above. This is going to be a redraw right now. I'm going to redraw it. So that's our new defining point of the trend line, which is 114.75. So this rotation zone really going to come into play if we get above this significant level at 114.66 and the defining point at 114.75. On our continued move higher, if we continue higher today, 114.24, then we have a declining trend line, and then the 114.66, that's key resistance. If we turn back down, watch for support near today's low, 113.81, then watch for support around 113.36. Those are the levels I'm targeting. Swissy, expand this a little. Okay, Swissy above our key defining point. Now we've rallied to the GAN cluster at 101.66. We're sitting there right now. If we do continue higher, we have lots of prior resistance right around the 101.78 to 80 mark, and then we don't have much until the 102.26 area. So there's a lot of gaps, so watch for that. Pulling back down, watch for support at the 101.45 level, and then, which is our defining point, and then support from the rising 8 and the trend line would come in. If we do suddenly reverse, your next major support level is 101.02 below that. Aussie rallied up so far today, hit our separating rotation zone, stopped pretty much dead at the 21, and now we've sold off, and we're also below the GAN levels. If we rally back up, watch for 76.17, and then a retest of today's high right around 76.31. If you are to get through that, the next key level higher is 76.41. Lower, we have a huge cluster right around the 75.93 to 76 level right in here. Then below that, we have support at 75.67. We have a bunch of support, and we have a flat 50 period exponential moving average also coming in. So this is pretty key level right here. CAD, again, retested the trend line earlier today and now moving higher. I'm watching for a continued move higher to the 134.41 level. Then if we break through there, we don't have a lot of resistance until the 135.20 level, which is right up here, which you can see is prior some resistance over here and where a GAN level comes in. Then we have a significant level coming in slightly higher than that. Turning back down for support, again, the trend line is going to be support, and then right around the 133.65, which is right in here, and we have the rising 8 coming in. Watch for that as key support. Mexican peso. We rallied up, tested a GAN level at 1961.30. Now we're turning back lower. Next target down is 1938.83, which is the magenta line. If we fall below that, next support is at 128.20 down here. Back to the upside, 1961.30 GAN level. Then we have the declining 8, which comes to 1969.41. And then we have the trend line again. We don't have an official redraw on that trend line yet. So we have a fair amount of overhead resistance, and we have a steeply declining rotation zone. So watch for this magenta line to be your target for any short trades in the short term. That's all I have for you. Back to you, Bob.
Thanks, Mike. We are officially in the quiet period for the U.S. Federal Reserve governors and voting members. For this particular meeting, it started 10 days before the two-day meeting, March 14th and 15th. Probability of a rate hike is now at 88.6%. up from 84.1% yesterday, and it was about 77.9% the prior day, which was Friday. We won't hear anything out of the Fed, but we do have non-farm payrolls on Friday, so we'll be watching the wage component of that to see if it blocks the March rate hike or supports the March rate hike. New Money Path podcast is out. You can find it at our website or by typing in the Money Path podcast on Google Play or iTunes. Thanks for watching. We will talk to you guys soon.